All right, so here we are.
Wait a sec. Let Ben bookmark his page.
Yeah, bookmark your page.
Oh, he's good.
If you're going to read a book
He's in the
middle
zone.
of the podcast.
Yeah,
He's in the zone.
All right.
All right, so here we are. This is the 20th West Coast Highlife 2-0. We've left the teens and moved on to some maturity, maybe
Bigger and
only in
better
number,
things.
but yeah, bigger and
Whatever.
better.
We've had 1 year of drinking. We're going wow.
That's right. It's getting
Yeah.
crazy tonight. It's just absolutely bonkers. It's February the 11th today. And is it the 11th today?
It's the 10th.
The 10th, yeah, whatever, close enough. And it is the start of a new breed of podcast, in fact.
What are we doing differently?
We're doing it in a different space, first of all.
Okay.
We're doing it in a domicile this evening.
That's just because your parents are away. and
That's
you're
true.
house sitting.
That's true. Thank you, Ron and Gail.
Dude, your parents are away. Let's podcast at your house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like pre-zombie apocalypse.
You got
kind
any
of thing.
Sunny Delight?
I hope so. Shit.
Sunny D.
It's the best kind of
Mom
mixer.
stocked the fridge.
But yeah, we wanna start off this episode by introducing ourselves, because if you guys don't know who we are,
'Cause they all
with
know
the
who the
20th
fuck we
episode,
are.
You know, hopefully you have. My name is Darcy the Eclectic, and I am our resident host in the sense that I'm sitting by the computer, so
Literally, he is the host of the residence.
nobody else here can see me because I can just sort of hide behind the machine.
Yeah.
But to my left is Mr.
Alexander Klein. I'm one of the OG creators of the West Coast Highlife podcast.
Oh, gee. And to his right,
Yo, what up? This is KC in the house for your pleasure.
what's up, gangsta?
How can I follow that? Fuck.
Where did you find this sweet,
you know,
sweet
I'm
ebony
Hobie.
lady?
Oh, yeah, she was on. She was on
random.
the streets
Yeah,
of
where
Van
did we
being like,
find
"What up,
you?"
yo?" Baggy pants and all.
Invited her in, gave her a
What up?
microphone.
That's right.
Shit.
And to
How
her
could you
right.
not have me?
Then
What?
there's Fudge.
No,
I
no.
introduced myself.
You
I'm
didn't say-
in.
Oh, Hobotron.
I'm already
Mark,
there.
AK at Hobie Bro.
Hobotron.
The
I like that.
Hobotron, yeah.
Use that.
He's
Use
here.
that.
He's
Go
ready
with
to
that.
ready to endear. And rounding out the horn here. Wait, before we introduce Fudge, we got a guest who's in
Yeah,
session
Ben, why
tonight.
don't you give your
And,
headphones and mic up to Andy, and you just go read the book in the corner somewhere?
Yeah, Ben's hooked.
the
He's-
dunce cap on.
He's found
You
a
know
new
what?
one.
Despite
If you want to
reading
fart, just
Despite
tone in.
reading a comic book, I'm still going to be more entertaining and thought-provoking than you ever will be, Alex. So shut your fucking mouth and sit the fuck down.
Damn.
He's already sick.
You
Wow.
gotta
Is
knock
that-
the
Surly,
fuck out.
He's already
surly
jousting.
Ben. Surly Ben.
You might notice if you looked up once in a while, Ben.
Yeah.
We do have a friend of the West Coast High
Yeah,
Life
if
here
you- if you
tonight,
looked
Andrew
up.
Dugan, and we want to hand the mic to him just to say what up.
What up?
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
Welcome to the West Coast High Life. Hold on to that mic for a second.
Thanks.
So you're back from Alberta here. We got you for what, a couple months now? You back in town?
No, just here till Friday.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
In and out.
at least you made it for West Coast High Life. So should we do
Yeah,
well?
first
Thank you
time,
for
Not
coming.
too bad.
Excellent. Good to
Right
have you
on,
here, man.
Yeah.
I
I
gotta
don't even know
say,
how close I'm supposed to hold this in my mouth. Like, I don't.
Just
Yeah.
get nice and personal.
Nice and close.
yeah,
Yeah.
get
Like,
nice,
I'm
nice
about
and
to eat it.
intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's that soft serve ice cream that you've been
I'm
eating.
fucking
at
awesome
work.
at that.
You want to love that.
Yeah,
mic.
love the mic. All
Nice
right,
and
no
slow.
problem.
Be lovey.
By
Yeah.
the way, I love that you're rocking the old
Retro.
Canucks
Canucks.
Oh,
t-shirt.
yeah, thanks.
Solid.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to actually see some improvement in Vancouver. So it's a good news for fans who actually are back on the hockey train.
You.
Yeah, that's right. So shit, what's been going on, folks? It's been a while. It's been it's been like a month, I think, since we've done a podcast.
Yeah.
And Alex, I know you've been trying to get yourself into the working world here.
I
You've
am.
had some
I am.
interviews.
I'm still on
and-
the hunt, and I'm also waiting to hear back from a couple opportunities. So, yeah, no, I'm just keeping myself busy. I need my gym buddy back. Andy's back, so we're gonna start hitting the gym
Gonna
again
crush
for a
some
week.
weights.
One full
Is
full
out
week.
for a while.
Yeah, and what else? What else is new? I don't know. I got in a fight with a brony over the internet.
What?
A jabroni?
A brony.
Oh, just a brony.
Just a brony.
It's like worse than
What-
a jabroni?
Wait.
What
Wait.
is the
Yeah, what's a
difference
brony and what's a
between
jabroni?
a jabroni and a brony?
There is no difference. They're made up things.
Well, I don't really know what a jabroni is. It's just
It's
like
like a
a
rock
wrestling
term.
term for an idiot, I
Yeah.
think. Like a fucking
it's
jabroni.
Italian. Means asshole.
Okay.
Okay,
All right,
yeah.
cool. Bringing some knowledge to the table there I didn't know.
I mean, it doesn't actually mean asshole, but,
But something like
loose
that.
translation.
Okay. A brony, without the jib, is a full-sized adult boy man that watches My Little Pony and is proud of it.
Oh,
And-
I've been told
Oh.
of this.
Yeah.
I forgot.
and
So-
is proud.
So I was watching.
Collects little ponies.
I don't
with the secret
They
inside?
got the T-shirts with like the My Little Ponies on them and stuff. And so how it all happened was I saw like a video of like a steampunk group, which I also think is ridiculous because most people that are into steampunk know nothing about harnessing the power of steam. Like they're not usually engineers.
What is steampunk? Why am I?
Steampunk's
Why
this,
does
like,
that sound familiar? And yet I
steampunk
have
is
no
this
fucking
other
idea what you're
culture of
talking
people-
about.
It's like taking the Victorian era
Yeah.
and ramping up the high tech
Oh
aspect of
yes.
Yeah, like
okay, I saw that in
cogs and gears and like
Steam
the Guild
podcast.
episode. I don't know
boilers.
if you guys watched the Guild, but
Do they
yes. Okay.
Think about
speak
Van
in
Helsing.
an old time
Or that
accent?
stupid new movie with Jeremy Renner in it, Hillside
Hansel and
Gretel.
Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, that's a steampunk.
or like
yeah.
a lot of BioShock is like kind of steampunky too. If you played that
Okay.
game, I don't know.
So Industrial Revolution.
But anyway, so I'm watching this music video of like these steampunk guys that have a steampunk themed band where they're humans dressed up as robots that are pretending
Dressed
to be
up like
humans.
humans?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I'm reading the comments below, and there's this icon of like a My Little Pony, and it's like Wing Bro, like New York or something. And he's like, something, this is like the best thing I've ever seen. And I was just like, oh my God, like these two worlds colliding, like steampunk and bronies. So all I wrote was LOL, top comment from a brony. and then like later that night, I get a long like paragraph, like email message in my YouTube account.
You offended the bronies.
Yeah, being like, man, bronies aren't all bad. Like, we just want to get along with everybody and blah, blah, blah. And, like, just, like, explaining why he exists and defending his own existence. I was like, man, I don't need to hear any of this shit. So I'm talking to Ben simultaneously on Facebook. I'm like, man, I just got into a war of words with a brony. Like, what should we say to this
Send
guy?
Toby on him.
Yeah, so we're gonna do something. But he already... We wrote him back, and he already banned me or blocked me or whatever. on
Don't
YouTube.
lump me in with
Wait,
you.
don't make him send his bronies
What
on
did you
ya.
What
That's
did you
right.
say to him to lock him out like that?
I just
You locked
said-
him out of his
I-
secret.
I don't
Did
know.
you- did you
secret
hurt
world
his
of
feelings?
ponies.
Yeah, man.
bet you he had a cry.
find I could find what I said. It wasn't like too mean until like I talked to Ben, and then he like made it real mean.
Oh, Fudge added his words of wisdom in
Yeah,
there.
I gave it a quick edit.
Yeah, no, but I loved his edit because here, I'll just find it. I'll bring it up and read it to you guys.
Nice. Okay, well, you're
It
looking
was
for that
exactly what you knew would break the brony.
brony breakage. It doesn't take much.
Like, are you living with your mom right now?
Yeah, basically,
In
here's what I
Basement
said.
of your mom's house, watching My Little Pony on Netflix.
I seriously doubt
No,
that.
there's
no,
the
you
new
have the
version
DVD collection,
now.
man.
Is it what, new version of My Little Pony?
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought it
Yeah,
stopped.
they watched the new version.
Is it?
Is
it-
That's what
the modern version.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
bronies
I'm sorry.
only
I'm used to
watch-
the old school version. I'm an old brony. None of this neo brony.
I said
Bullshit.
Whoa. I said
You're a
whoa.
I'm
grandfather
old
brony.
school. I'm old school, man.
I said, whoa, hey, steady there, bucko, relax. I seriously doubt that your picture of a Chippendale-style My Little Pony is the reason why you got the top comment. Apparently, people liked whatever you said enough to give you a thumbs up. I don't expect much of a word erupt from boys who are fascinated with a 6-year-old's plastic horse toy, nor would I anticipate a lot of menstrual weeping to justify your sad state of existence. It's not that bad, right? I really couldn't give
No,
a
that's
fuck
mild.
about what you're purging. Go ahead and be who you are. I only commented because, one, I find the steampunk culture preposterous and doubt 99% of the people involved with it can do anything to harness the power of steam. And two, bronies are another ridiculous group who, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't straight and have some kind of man-horse fantasy, which I also really don't care to know how far some of your
Bestiality?
people take. I find the combination of these two painfully lost subcultures find each other, resulting in some kind of steampunk bronies wearing copper-plated gobbles and conducting experiments to determine whether or not they're complete faggots. Utterly hilarious. That was Ben's help.
What's the Chippendales pony though?
You got to see it.
Is
It's
it
like,
like,
a
a
stripper.
stripping pony?
yeah.
With
It
a little
actually-
bow tie.
Yeah, so I just said, just remember the next time you're eating your
That's
oats out
exactly
of
what
a
I'm picturing.
trough, you're actually a full-size human man boy, probably with a neck beard, living in a basement, too scared to grow up and be the lifelong Toys R Us employee you
He's a
could be.
bear.
Wow.
And there's the picture. You can see the little Chippendale. That's
Oh, that really is.
So we'll attempt
And
to,
it's a
link
pink
that
bow
photo
tie,
on
Yeah.
our,
nonetheless.
yeah,
on our
like
cast page.
so. It's not only that. So then he wrote me back saying he was gonna ban me and everything, and I was like,
He
I guess-
actually wrote you back instead of banning.
yeah. He wrote back something first, and it wasn't anything like entertaining
Mean
at all.
He
or
wanted to give you a
hostile at all.
chance.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I'm just
Weird.
trying to be nice and like look at the like shit you're hurling my way." And I'm like, "Well, whatever, man. I'm more of a Care Bro anyway." Because of Care Bears. I don't know.
I got
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Nice there.
yeah,
Oh,
we got
we
it.
followed
We
you.
got it,
We were
Kyle.
there.
Thanks.
We're
All
all
right.
on the same.
We do a Care Bro
page.
countdown.
So, hey Fudge, I got a question for you. If you want to put that book
Yeah,
down for a
shoot.
second.
No, it's
So I understand when's this audition coming up for the Tom Green
Next
show?
Sunday.
So have you've been working on any
yeah,
material
that's
for
right, he's
that?
Come
Yeah,
here.
I've been running through my set. I still need to time it out to see where it lands and if I need to cut or add some stuff, but it's coming along.
So what are the staples for that
Sneak peek.
Is this for his show that's coming here?
one? Yeah.
Spoilers.
919?
Yeah. Give us a little hint of what some of the jokes are.
I talk about struggles with health.
Like as in obesity or just like poor food products or what?
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to give much of it away because it's still not as tight
It's
as
fresh.
I'd like it. But
a
I feel pretty
brainchild.
good about
It's
it.
incubating.
Yeah. So that's next Sunday,
It's next Sunday at 919, and
the audition.
Audition.
yeah, it's a tryout. I think there's like 15 or 16 other comics there, and it'll be on YouTube for sure. So if you want to check that out, I'll let you know where it's been posted to, and
TomGreen.com.
hopefully it's just as funny as I have it in my head.
Did you guys ever
He does
watch
have his own, like,
Tonsil
site now.
Hockey, like the old Tom Green movies that were on VHS that
Yep.
you could use to rent from Yo Video? That was like Tom at his prime, man. You know, the Slutmobile and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, and
Oh,
yeah, he did
definitely.
to his
MC
parents.
Face.
Yeah. Those were
I always
amazing.
liked it when he would soak Glenn Humplick in milk.
Yes.
Set. And he had his buddy Phil that would just sit in the back and drink coffee and laugh.
Or he'd
That's all he did. He had no lines and no other role in the show.
he'd just like walk down the street and collapse, and people would try and help him up. and
Yeah,
he'd
with
just
the
like fall
crutches.
over and over again.
When he had crutches on.
Or he'd go on the PA and be like, "Tasty corn, tasty, tasty, tasty corn," just
Well,
like over the Walmart
What was
PA
his
or whatever.
buddy's name that he squirted with the
Glenn
bags of
Humplick.
milk?
Glenn Humplick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn.
And then there was one like where you could lick Glenn Humplick or something as well, like
For
it
the
was
audience?
a contest
Yeah,
or
I'm
something.
sure.
Lick
Yeah,
Glenn Humplick, yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. It kind of lines up with the rest of what he was doing. Or when he'd, I don't think it wasn't a recurring thing, but I remember one time he was driving his car and he saw a moose carcass on the side of the highway and just started fucking it.
Oh,
Didn't
God.
he
that was
end
in
up
Mexico,
putting it
wasn't
in
it?
his
No, it was in
parents'
Canada.
bed?
There's no moose in
Just
Mexico.
gonna say a moose in Mexico.
No,
yeah.
he ended up
Mexican
doing
moose.
something like that.
I
Quite
bet
the
we need
migration.
to do a research mission to find out about the Mexican moose.
The
'Cause-
Mexican-
I think a moose would probably travel as far as like South Dakota or something
Yeah,
like
maybe.
that.
All right. Well, the Mexicans have to have an equivalent version of the moose
I highly
because
doubt it.
I think it's a uniquely Canadian
dude, I've
animal.
seen a lot of roadkill in Mexico, like big animals on the side of the road
Big?
dead. Yeah, like moose
like,
size.
No, but they're not
No,
moose-sized.
like-
They'd be
Was
like
it
horse.
perhaps
Chupacabra.
a cow?
It wasn't a cow.
Chupacabra or whatever they
Maybe
call
the
them.
chupacabra.
Chupacabra, that's it.
I don't think is the chupacabra big. Like, what's the size?
No,
No,
of
they're
the
like
chupacabra?
little
It's like
gremlins,
this-
maybe.
It's like this
Maybe
big.
it's a bunch of chupacabra, like
It's like a
dressed up
dog.
as a bigger one.
No, I swear. Look, it was like
Big
a
teeth.
cross between a bear and a moose, and it was like dead on the side of the street in Mexico with flies running all around it.
Was it
And,
a sloth?
No, sloth wouldn't survive very long in Mexico.
Are you aware how big mooses are?
multiple moose.
They're gigantic.
Yeah, they're
I
huge.
don't think anything like a moose could survive in Mexico. for
Well,
long.
we need to do a bit of a research.
There's just
endeavor
not enough room.
I
to find
It's
out
too
about
big.
the Mexican.
There's so
if
many-
you guys can send
Where
us
would they go?
photos and post them on the West Coast Highlife
It's
about
so
the Mexican
crowded.
Mexico
moose,
is
we'll be very
tiny.
interested.
I'm just gonna say right now, you are definitely wrong.
You think I was drunk and high when I saw this Mexican moose? Perhaps I was. Perhaps I was. I had indulged in a few too many souls or
North
Coronas at that point.
America, Europe, and New Zealand. I guess Mexico is technically
Yeah,
still
man.
North
New
America.
Zealand has meese.
No, see, yeah, here's their. Yeah, they don't
Isn't
go.
that the Latin plural? I think is
Meese? I don't know.
I didn't
I'm
know.
looking it up
I
on
didn't know.
Wikipedia.
Have
New
you guys
Zealand
ever hit
had
anything
any
like driving?
moose.
Have you ever hit? Like, have you ever?
I had a raccoon.
I had a
yeah,
raccoon.
Andy was in the car with
Yeah,
me.
I hit a raccoon in Vancouver.
Oh, raccoon. Okay.
I've backed
It
him.
lived though.
I felt real bad about
tough,
it. It
man.
looked
Walked
like a
away.
baby.
They are tough fuckers.
Yeah, we were going 80 or so. It was like real late at night coming back from Tilica Mall. I think we saw Avatar.
You didn't
or
stop. I
something.
guess you just sort of kept
It was
right
at
on
the
going.
part of the street on like Blanchard where it's all like the one way and then the
Mm-hmm.
divider.
Yep.
So there's no way to really stop and turn around. Or anything.
There's no way to use your brakes.
You got to keep going.
I mean,
oh no,
at
I hit
that-
the brakes.
At that
but
point, you might as well just
thing-
keep going.
I saw the thing run out. Right? It like ran out exactly
Fast, yeah.
at the right time.
Yeah,
to get
no, I don't
smoked.
mean that. Like, did
Yeah,
you stop
they
after?
have a way where you're either going
Yeah.
to swerve into a tree and kill yourself,
Yeah.
or you're gonna hit
No,
them
no, no.
and
It's
keep
good
going.
not to brake. Actually,
I did
for
hit the
that.
brake and I was like,
But-
that did nothing. I went from like 80 to 68.
What's that? You saw a semi
That's
hit a grizzly
probably
bear.
pretty
Andy, can
Whoa.
you elaborate on that for us a little bit?
Yeah, tell the story.
I want to hear the story.
So in Fort McMurray, I was first time up there. Didn't know anything. Scared to death. We were driving along the highway and semi up probably 150 yards up the road. We saw it hit his brakes.
Yeah.
Kept going. We were getting closer, and it just looked like a garbage bag kind of blowing in the air. And got closer.
The
and
bear
it was,
carcass?
It
Holy
was a
shit.
bear, kind of legs up, sort of like doing the old death dance.
Oh,
And
Holy
blood
shit.
squirting all over the place. It was pretty hardcore.
Did
Yeah.
they have
It's my first impression of Fort McMurray. It was great.
Yeah, welcome to Fort Mac.
Yeah.
Where bears are roadkill.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
We're just killing nature left, right, and center up
yeah.
there.
Those are the unaccounted for animals that are being destroyed by the oil sands. That's
Yeah.
like the ancillary destruction around the oil sands.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, but you see lots of wildlife still. Like at work, there's like a fox that always cruises around and hangs out near us and stuff. Yeah,
It's like a pet fox.
He's like,
yeah. It looks like it's covered in oil. It's not red. It's like black.
do you guys feed him?
I don't know.
The black fox?
It's a black fox. I don't know. Tar
Crazy.
sands or something is rolling around. I
Sounds
don't
like the name of a strip club
know. Yeah.
Cool.
in
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
They have pretty good stripper clubs there, right? They fly people in. They fly strippers
They
in.
gotta
Yeah, it's
fly
called
into
Showgirls.
talent.
I've had an experience there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there only
Yeah.
one or are there several?
There's two that I know of. I don't know the name of the other one.
But Showgirls is the
Showgirls
spot.
is like the main one.
They
Yeah.
bring in the XXX talent.
I'm not a professional with the Showgirls. Like I've been there once.
Oh,
like I
Dukes,
said,
you're
yeah.
too humble.
I'm
Come on.
sure
I'm not. I'm not visiting there nightly.
I'm sure it's
But,
just people from Vancouver and Victoria. It's not like, ooh,
Yeah.
something you've never seen
Yeah.
before.
It's
Vegas.
Morpheus's daughter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doing showcase displays.
Morpheus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's China China from
Oh, man.
WWF.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen the Avengers parody porn?
No.
Only parts of it.
It is.
it has
Did
China.
you actually look for it?
Well, no, I didn't look for
it's
it.
like
It was
the
on
Avengers
Pornhub.
XXX something. No, the Pornhub was
Oh.
shitty. The full. It's like only a little clip of it.
Yeah, I skipped through it pretty quick.
The full version is absolutely fucking hilarious. I mean, it's probably fairly close to the one on Pornhub, but basically it's like they have the best superhero suits of all time because they've got like the perfect genitalia like gaps, so they just like are split right down where he's got to get his dick out. So like Spider-Man's like hanging up doing his thing and he's just got his cock freewheeling. So I was just like picturing Spider-Man going between buildings with his dick and balls hanging below him as he's like swinging building to building. But yeah, you got to check that one out.
Shooting
anyone.
webs.
Shooting webs and such. Shooting various particles.
Jizz webs.
What are the
Jizz webs.
superheroes? Do they
But,
have
but the
Hawkeye?
best part
Do
is
they
that
have Hawkeye?
China,
Yeah, Hawkeye fucks.
WWF China was She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
What has
yeah.
she been doing? I guess porn.
She made porns,
There
yeah.
it is.
That's a weird career
Yeah,
move.
she's the She-Hulk. She gets fucked by Thor.
She was all green.
Yeah, like every part of her, like right to her
Every
like
part
chachi
of
lips
her.
are green.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like a full 10 hours in a makeup chair, or maybe
Yeah.
just like 2 hours of some rando.
Maybe
like
they just dipped
a
her
shotgun
in a vat
full,
of
like the
dye.
Homer Simpson shotgun with makeup in it, just filled with like shitty green
Yeah,
and
shot her
yeah.
with paint.
But no, there's like Hawkeye and what is it, Black Shadow? No, what's the Black Widow?
There's Lexi Swallow, who, and I don't remember who she was in it.
Yeah, she's the actress, quote unquote. But
Loose terminology here.
yes.
We'll call them actresses.
actors,
Performers.
performers. Yes,
I just know
They are
there was
performers.
Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, She-Hulk.
just about the image in
Oh,
your head.
there's a lovely picture of her right there. Yeah, she didn't. She didn't seem very enthused about the whole thing.
the whole
China's
time.
face doesn't translate well to video.
It was kind of funny because she was all like,
not
"Oh
put her
yeah,
in a
like
porn?"
bring it, prove yourself," and you thought it was like gonna be like
She
this
was gonna
full-on fierce like sex
Stay
session,
in
and
character,
she's like,
right? Yeah,
Not really into
yeah.
it.
No, as soon as
Yeah,
there's
okay.
So that's like
Scared.
that's
She just
bad
fucks
porn
like a
acting.
sack full of dead cats.
yeah, pretty much.
It,
yeah.
it was kind of a letdown.
It was.
other
She
than-
failed.
I mean,
But I think that's
That's why you guys were watching it. You're like, oh, China's in this one.
Yeah,
I hear she's
well,
really
well,
good.
we kind of went to a friend's, and I was making everybody dinner,
Yeah.
and they thought it would be good to watch porn.
Yeah, they
while
put on
we ate
Avengers
dinner.
porn. It was pretty awesome, actually. And there was
Wasn't
another
like
one.
a home cooked meal and porn.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And what was the lemon tree horror or something?
Oh, the lemon stealing whore.
Lemon ceiling horror. That was another good
that
one.
bitch.
Yeah, the whole premise
Was
of
this
this
another porn movie?
Yeah, no, this is the start of the porn.
Must have been a
There's these-
long dinner.
Yeah, there's just like two people. They're sitting on the a park bench and they've got a lemon tree or whatever, and
They're
it's
like,
they're
oh, our lovely lemony lemons.
yeah, and they're like whatever, doing their thing, making out or something. And
They're talking.
this
They're not
chick,
making out.
this chick comes up and like starts stealing her lemons and putting them in her shirt. Or
But
in
she
her,
has like a
spandex
see-through
see-through thing.
onesie.
Yeah. And so like she gets busted and the
I
dude's
think you
like,
guys showed me this video.
"Why are you stealing our lemons?" And then like immediately he puts his dick in her mouth.
When life
That
gives
was
you
the,
lemons.
that's the intro.
I've
yeah.
seen, like,
Make
I've
a
seen it.
porn.
I've seen that one.
Exactly. Yeah. That would have been a great tagline.
Okay.
They need Morgan Freeman to.
No. Oh yeah, I did. I posted that up for everybody to see on the West Coast Highlife podcast page. The Siamese twins, and they're having a hard time getting to sleep or something because they're stuck together. I don't want
They
to.
keep rolling
What?
over.
One of them wants to turn one way. One of them wants to turn the other
What
way.
was the video called again?
Whoa.
Siamese twins in
Do
bed.
they get stuck? Or well,
They want to do something else that a
do
lot of
they
people
fall
do
in
before they go to sleep.
love?
That's your homework.
Oh.
Oh, can you imagine? Like, it's like the two male Siamese twins find another set of Siamese twins who are female, and they're like, double duty. Like they're just like, well, you're gonna fuck right now. I might as well too. So are they doing it
That
both?
sounds like every guy's dream. They're like, all right,
Nah.
switch.
Not if you're attached at the hip though. You,
You
can't
can't
switch really.
You can't
I
really
mean,
switch. You'd have to like rotate.
yeah, you can maybe like
You'd have to
turn them
full on,
around
like-
and be like, you're doing them backdoor. You get the other girl. Or something,
Yeah, there's
You'd
ways.
have to like
could just,
synchronize.
like,
You'd have to be
fold-
perfectly in
fold
time.
It would be like synchronized
It'd be
swimming.
terrible.
You know,
Awful.
Siamese fucking. I'm surprised there hasn't been a porn producer who's tried to get that going. Just those people. who
Synchronized
love-
tandem,
Because actually
tandem
seeing
porn.
Siamese twins nude is the most disgusting thing
People are just
ever.
like just trying to rub one out and he just pukes. Just like.
It's like up there with amputee
Oh
porn
my
and shit like that.
God.
It's
Oh.
not good. It's not something you want to see.
Well, you'd be
Is that how it
surprised the
works?
audiences out there, though.
Yeah, what
I
people
wouldn't
Again,
be
that's
surprised
true.
if there was a huge niche for this.
Yeah,
actually.
Siamese porn.
Yeah.
Somebody likes really
There are
fat,
a lot of
obese women.
people who like really
So,
weird
I don't
porn.
know.
Some people enjoy toe fucking.
That's true.
Ben likes that.
Ben loves that.
Ben loves foot
I
sex.
fuck my own feet all the time.
That would
That's
be
impressive.
that would be difficult.
The real
No,
foot
he's
fetish.
got his
really,
yoga.
if
He's
you-
got
You
his
just
yoga
kind of,
poses
like,
down.
Yeah, if
sit
you-
on it and
You
sprain
just,
your
you just have
ankle.
to go in lotus position, like yoga wise, and then get your foot in there. But I mean,
What do you
You-
call
I-
that?
up
The
in.
like toad?
I don't know.
What do you call that?
That's kind of like exorcist shit, though. Like you gotta like twist back and forward
Yeah,
and
you might as well just get a flashlight.
Totally.
put your toe in it.
Shove it up
Yeah.
your ass.
One thing I was one bit I'm playing with the idea of doing at the Tom Green thing is you guys have all seen Full Metal Jacket, right?
Yeah.
So you know the Rifleman's Creed when he's talking about this is my rifle. There are many
Yeah.
like it, but this one is mine.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing that reading, but replacing the word rifle with flashlight.
Nice.
There are many others like it, but this one is mine.
I
Yeah.
like it. That's
Exactly.
cool.
So have you actually inquired about?
Would you
getting
name your
sponsorship? Oh yeah,
That's what I
Ooh,
wanna know.
yeah.
yeah.
The
From
podcast?
Fleshlight.
Oh no, no, I haven't.
I would
even-
name
I haven't
mine
even
the
done
Chunnel.
that joke yet.
Yeah, I
Channel?
don't know. That sounds like chum though, like in salmon.
No,
and then
channel,
gross.
like the passing.
yeah, from France
underground
to
passing.
Britain.
Yeah, the channel.
The channel. They call it the channel. It's the tunnel.
'Cause
I
it's
don't know why
huge
they
and
call
it's
it a
wide
channel.
and it's deep.
It's a channel.
It's wide.
Yeah, the channel. If it's
Okay,
cars drive through
You
it.
want to go into something that's wide.
Well, you want a name for a fleshlight. You
but
want
it should be tight, not
Oh.
wide
Well, what are you gonna call it?
and deep and cavernous.
a big gaping hole.
That's what they should have called it. The gaping hole.
Yeah,
The
Fleshlight
gaping
just-
hole from here to
Fleshlight just
there.
sounded better.
I don't know.
You want
Takes
the
a couple
tight-
hours.
I can't think of anything that sounds.
You
Let's
want-
spend a
you
few
want the
hours in our
Titan.
gaping hole.
Come on in.
Come on down. Bring your passport.
Come on into the channel. People come in, people come out. You can
So
fit
it's
like a
everyone
circus
in there.
tent.
So many people
Come
can
on
fit in
in.
the channel
Fit it
at
out,
once.
sits. Come on into the channel.
Hey, yep.
Kids not allowed.
Unless they're 16.
Seriously,
must
do
be
you
this
know
height or
anybody
over.
with a flashlight though?
Not anyone that's willing
No.
to admit it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
good point.
people
You
that
know what?
have.
I was thinking of I
Society
just
has-
thought of a product right now, and what it is it incorporates a pocket coil mattress and a fleshlight.
Yeah.
So you just
You
have
just
a,
hump your mattress.
you just have
It's
a
like a
fleshlight.
hole in the
Yeah, you
mattress.
just fuck your mattress when you
There's a
wake
little
up.
slot for your.
It's like when
fleshlight?
boys haven't quite figured out what's going on down there, and you see them doing weird things to the couch.
Just like trying to hump the couch.
Yeah.
That was actually how.
I know you've all been there.
I remember-
You're all awkwardly
We don't have to admit it.
silent. Yeah.
Do you guys remember?
I'm not going any further.
Hey,
I'm not
man.
admitting that I have a fleshlight, and I'm not admitting that I ever humped a couch.
Hey, we've all owned a pair of water
I'm just
wings in our
wondering where
life.
you've seen that.
I have a brother,
Oh, okay.
a younger brother.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, bro. I had to.
No names.
We won't talk
No
about the
names.
water wings or other instruments.
Water wings? What?
Yeah, water wings.
I
Man.
also work at a out of school care.
Okay.
Kids, you know.
They,
So-
they
Did you
experiment.
get rid of all the couches?
Actually, no, but we really should.
You're just like you like take the top mattress and you stick your dick in between like the where the actual couch base is and where the top cushion
Now
is.
we're
and
getting
then-
graphic.
Yeah.
And then it breaks in a spring. I could just see
no.
that getting messy.
But you know you got
Yeah,
yeah.
blood everywhere.
You could
kids
put
will
it in
fuck
like a
anything.
water bed
Yeah.
and have like warm water. Okay, I'm getting way too technical about this. I think I need to.
You'd be like, I can't move from here, or my room will be flooded.
No, it's like your dick's plugging the hole in the water
but
bed.
as soon
So
as
yeah.
you leave it, it's.
No, I meant like an insert, so like it's still all sealed.
I don't know.
Anyways,
Then you just like fill your water bed with jizz. Like every time you bust a load, it
I
just
think
go
all
into the
we've
water
proved.
bed.
Not even a water bed. Is
All we've
jizz
proved
bed.
by this
that mattress would have a
conversation-
really weird level of viscosity.
It's
It might be really comfortable.
all we proved is it's easier for women to have sex toys than it is for guys, because
Well,
guys
just
do all
easier
the-
for them to admit it.
Well,
Then you drop the waterbed mattress out of a plane and impregnate thousands of women at the same time.
yeah. Well, you bring up a good point because like any guy that has a flashlight, it's like, ew, he's a pervert.
Yeah.
But like, girls
Any less
can
of a pervert than the guy jerks off every day?
No, and well,
I.e.
and that's
every
the thing.
guy.
Like, and
Yeah.
well, like, and but and
You
then
have a
there's,
vibrator, you fucking animal.
and then there's girls, and as long as it's a pretty girl, I mean, nobody wants to think of like an ugly girl with.
Masturbating?
A
God, no.
cucumber.
Yeah, like it,
Oh.
it's sad, but it's true. But yeah, girls can talk about vibrators and be a lot
It's the
more open
21st
about
century.
that kind of
Put them
stuff.
in
Okay, it's not the
Put them in the
22nd.
Hey, don't
dishwasher.
forget about the
We haven't
Harigata.
gotten to the point
Come
of
on.
Harigata.
fleshlights.
The Harigata. I mean, that's been around forever, right? So
Yeah.
you know, amen to the Japanese.
Yeah. There was no man harigata. There was no man like ancient fleshlight.
Marigata.
Harigata.
You wanted
Wasn't Harigata where you like kill yourself?
No, that's seppuku.
Yeah.
Domo arigato,
Isn't that like those math puzzles?
arigato.
Thank you, Harigato.
So
Yeah.
Sudoku is killing yourself?
Seppuku.
Oh.
Sudoku is a puzzle game.
Not the math puzzle.
Yes, you must take
I
a blade
misheard.
and
I misheard.
rip out your innards after you finish the puzzle. That's your reward.
If you can't solve the puzzle.
Yeah, if your brain is stumped,
This puzzle has dishonored
Yeah.
me.
Oh, too long for this puzzle. I
must Yeah.
be shutting out the goops. Yeah, there goes the guts.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
your guts. Pull your guts out.
That's okay. I mean, harigatas were around for women and their pleasure. Maybe there was something that Japanese men had too. We just didn't know about it.
What was a
right?
harigata?
It's probably like
I
a
think
It's
they
a
had
dildo, basically.
geishas.
It's probably a sea
Oh,
urchin.
yeah.
What was
Yeah,
a harigata?
actual
Is a harigata just
physical
a dildo?
What's that?
What's a harigata?
Harigata is just like a dildo.
Harigata.
It is just a dildo.
Basically a dildo.
Just a
But like,
broomstick.
so what were they made out of?
I think like
Wood.
porcelain and wood and stuff. Yeah,
Wood.
Yeah,
Um,
wood.
I just
wooden
think
dildos?
splinters.
like a nice varnished
No, no,
finish.
no. You can finish off wood.
I
yeah.
don't know.
There's wooden dildos. I've
Yeah.
seen one.
Where?
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to mention any
do you
names.
go
No,
to
But
the
I have seen one.
budget
They're like
porn
polished.
store?
They're like polished off.
No,
They're like
like-
smooth.
No, those are like plastic.
The sex
no,
ed
it's
teacher
wood.
in like grade 10 who had the
Oh, yeah.
like Woody, she
Oh,
called
yeah,
him, the
Woody.
wooden dildo, and she just rocked the condom.
Okay,
right
that's
I have
not
seen
an
that.
actual dildo. That's a display. To
Wait a minute.
Oh,
No,
the
no, no.
condom
I don't think
drop.
dildo
That sex
is
teacher
mutually exclusive. It could be like a dildo could be a fucking wooden thing with a condom on it that she shoves up there. Like it doesn't.
Oh.
Isn't a dildo just something that is inserted? Like doesn't that all the dildo mean?
Yeah,
Something
but,
that
but
is
the
inserted.
wooden one
Something
Even
is
a
valid.
tampon can be a
inserted.
dildo.
It's not inserted.
I saw
It
her do
has-
it. She did it in class. She sat on the
she
thing.
What?
What?
No, I'm fucking with you, but that would have been amazing.
This is sexual
That would have
ed.
been like the best class ever.
I'm gonna need a
She
volunteer.
put it on a desk in front of everyone, and she was just riding the thing.
And for my
getting
next
it.
track, the Symbian.
And then
That would be disgusting. That's almost as bad
that would
as
scar every child
no.
in that class.
I had one of our teachers actually told us about how she had herpes.
Oh shit!
What?
Yeah.
She was like, "Okay, kids."
No,
Oh,
she
you
mentioned like
grim
she went
truth.
into this long like sob story and was like almost in tears. Like she was doing a sex ed class.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she ended up saying how she'd been happily married with her husband and they had unprotected sex because they were happily married. And then he cheated on her. got herpes and gave it to her, which sucks. But when you're in grade 8, grade 9, and this middle-aged...
That's a terrible story.
Wow.
Yeah.
To kids.
And we were kind of laughing at her.
Yeah, well, she
She's
got to
like-
be pretty fucked up to tell that story.
Yeah.
To high school kids.
TMI.
Yeah.
TMI.
Like
Indeed.
totally inappropriate. Like I get where she's like, don't make.
She
the
might
same
have been
mistake.
lying.
You done there, champ?
Maybe.
No,
she-
But what
no.
mistake
I
did
don't
she
know.
My
make?
place
I don't
She
give a
got
shit. You
married.
don't get
She
this
did
anymore.
everything
Fuck you.
right. I mean, what did she
I'm
do?
back when we're
wrong?
done.
I'm not
I
talking
guess
for that.
she's like use condoms for the rest of
fuck
your life,
yourself.
no matter what.
Even with your partner, because they're probably cheating on you. And they have herpes.
Yeah, and then
They
they're gonna
have
give you
secret
herpes.
Skirpies.
How did we get from moose to dildos?
I don't know. It always happens.
We
though.
always take a step
That
down.
always happens, man. We're talking about moose 1 second.
Oh, Fudge is all
Flashlight
pouty
the
because I
next.
took his book away.
I'm
Fine,
a
you
little
fucking
sour
slag.
about
He
that.
is.
There you
He's
go.
kind of
I
sad.
It's
like
so
that
close
you
to the
did
end,
that.
like
Do you remember
5
what page you were
pages.
on?
No, it doesn't
Oh, well,
matter.
finish her off.
It's pictures. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
where you
It's
are.
hard.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hard to follow the story.
I got a bit of a funny herpes story. A guy I actually played baseball with. His name was Marcel. I'm not going to say his last
Marcel.
name. Pennington.
Oh no!
But he...
I'm gonna look this dude up on Facebook.
My sister was telling me this
Uh-oh.
story, and her friend Vanessa and Marcel had gone out. Fuck you, Marcel. I never liked you, you cocksucker. And anyways, he calls her
Shots
up.
fired.
Calls her up, and he's like, "Fuck you, you stupid whore bitch! I can't believe you gave me herpes, you stupid bitch." And she's like, "You know what? I don't have herpes. So the girl you fucked when you were cheating on me gave you herpes. So suck on that, loser."
Wow.
So he pretty much just called his ex-girlfriend up to tell her he had herpes.
oh wow,
That's rough.
That backfired, eh?
Oh yeah.
That sucks.
Go fuck yourself, Marcel.
So really,
Never
he was
liked
doing
you.
the responsible thing.
Well,
you're
not
supposed to-
really.
you're
He was
supposed to
more
inform
just
all your past
yelling at
partners.
her
By
for
accident.
giving it.
Yeah,
to
he
him.
wanted to
accidentally
just
did the
unload
right
and be
thing.
really mean
Yeah.
to her, but you know what? I guess he just didn't.
Karma's a bitch.
He didn't plan out that attack quite thoroughly.
Oh.
Way to go,
And now we
Marcel.
all know he has herpes,
Yeah,
and
Marcel.
I know
Now-
exactly.
now-
what
You didn't
it
take
is.
care of the loose
We were in the
ends.
same class as him at Oak Bay. Yeah,
Marcel's on the dirty.
the internet
Yeah.
knows shit about you now.
Well, the internet meaning like the 15 to
Well,
16
considering
people that listen to our podcast.
How
Yeah.
long?
Yeah.
Or
That's
just
like half
us
the
4
internet right
times.
there. Each.
He spent quite
Oh,
a
yeah, I
bit of
can't
time
get
in
enough of it.
Australia. I'm sure he could have picked up herpes then.
I don't think
Could have
herpes
been
has
anywhere.
any nationality.
He got
I think
all the
it's-
herpes, eh?
I think-
No, it definitely
I
comes
think-
from.
The worst
I
guy.
think, I think, I think
Stevie with
herpes is a
herpes.
real citizen of the world, if you were.
But it
Yeah,
originates in
but when-
Australia.
It's globalism at its best.
All I mean
There's
by
no
that,
prejudice
and
from
then it
herpes.
moved right over to Banff.
I did not mean
That's
to
how it got there.
offend
Lake
the
disease.
Australian peoples.
We still love
I
you, Aussies.
just meant that when people are 18, 19, and they're traveling around for, like he was in Australia for a good 6 months, he's probably doing some
Herpified.
Some scootly pooping.
He was scootly pooping for sure.
and not
Definitely
wearing a
was-
rubber
yeah.
all the time. There's a lot of
Unprotected scootly
drinking.
poop.
There's wet t-shirt
Worst.
competitions.
A lot of
there's
bogans.
lots of whores and sluts.
I gotta go to Australia. Get me some herpes.
I'm sure he might have.
Well, if like you have it, you're like immune to it, right? So
I'm Italian, so
Yeah.
we're immune to
What
most
if you
sexually
have, like-
transmitted
Can
diseases.
you get multiple strains of it?
there are a couple strains.
There are there are like 4 main
Simplex and
strands and
complex.
then a bunch of other ones.
There's a whole rainbow.
Because
of
even
herpes.
a cold sore is a type of herpes, but it's not like
Yeah.
not
It's
the
same
simplex
kind.
version.
yeah, the Gardasil will like protect you, not 100%, but it'll protect you against like the 4 main strands, but
Yeah.
not against all of them.
Everybody's probably got
But it won't
one
let
of
you
the
shit
minor
for 2 weeks,
strands.
probably.
Yeah, like we all probably
They say
have
something like
HPV.
25% of our
Says,
population
yeah, like
is
50%
infected.
of
It's
anyone who's
crazy.
sexually active within the last 5 years has HPV. So
What?
yeah,
Yeah.
50%?
yeah.
No
So you're
fucking way.
okay.
The more you know.
Yeah, I'm fine. 50%? I don't think it's that high. That seems
No,
pretty up
it's
there.
pretty crazy. Like it's a very
monstrous.
strong.
They
number.
say for adults over the age of 25.
Lots
Yeah,
of gen
that-
herpes
that's
out there.
why
And,
they,
and it's just
like-
going to get younger and younger until everyone has it.
Yeah. Well, they are providing free vaccinations for younger people now in hopes that like
How can you vaccinate?
They
it, though?
won't-
IBHP free.
You would just be literally getting the virus. Like
Just
you
like
would
all
just be being
vaccinations.
Yeah,
infected
but
with
it's this.
Yeah, but
It's an immune builder, bro.
herpes would be one that would just keep coming back.
No, it's not
wouldn't
for
it?
herpes. Is it?
It's for HPV.
HPV.
Oh, human papilloma.
Yeah, it's
Papilloma.
different.
But-
warts.
It's a different thing.
Palp-
That's
Palpamela,
warts.
yeah.
That's genital warts, basically.
It's
a
just warts
form
in
of
general.
genital warts. It can give women
I don't know.
cervical cancer.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's in contention. Like I don't think like people are really they know if they're supposed to get it or not. I think there's definitely a business case to try to get as many people vaccinated with that as possible. But I don't think there's a direct link there yet. They'd like there to be, because then they could sell a whole hell of a lot more vaccinations.
Alexander Klein, WebMD analyst. No response? Okay, fine.
All right, moving on from herpes.
Yes, it's beyond sexually transmitted diseases.
That's all we got. That's all we got tonight.
My little
Like, I already talked about bronies.
She's got herpes.
All right.
It's the
Okay.
same-
I wonder
Okay.
if My Little
Shit.
Pony ever covers that.
Oh, he's
That'd
gonna
be a
finish
grim
the
one.
book.
Okay. Actually, so we speaking of the people whose place we watched the Avengers porn at, this dude had an amazing tattoo that was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Oh,
all
yeah, I
on his
saw
back.
that.
And I was trying to think of like what we could do to come up with the tatty idea for Alexander here, because I know you're someone who really wants to sport a tattoo,
My Little Pony.
and we were thinking
Just
bronies
get,
wouldn't
no,
quite go in
turtle
there.
van.
Yes,
Turtle van would be pretty
with
sweet.
like pizzas getting like shelled out of it.
Shot out.
You know,
Yeah.
that turtle van was the worst toy though, because the pizzas got lost so fast. Like
Yeah, those little pizza discs.
yeah, you had like
Things
4 pizza
fucking-
discs
yeah.
and they were gone in like
It was
2 days.
great
'cause-
though until they ran out.
Yeah, it
You're
was
right.
phenomenal. You could like take Shredder and Krang down with a few shots.
I'd
But
be cool with lots of different 80s tattoos, like Autobot symbol, Decepticon symbol,
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
oh yeah, that'd be
fucking
sweet.
He-Man's,
Just get the Ghostbusters symbol.
He-Man's like
I ain't afraid
weird
of no
Straight
ghosts.
up a cross.
He-Man's weird like Iron Cross thing. It's like
Yeah, that's what it's called. The Iron
is
Cross.
it called the Iron Cross?
The
No.
Nazi.
Yeah, the Nazi thing.
Yeah.
Boston makes me
That
feel
thing's
good.
fucking awesome.
I'm not sure what you
Ghostbusters
got.
logo
I'm not-
with Boston
was
makes
that
me
just
feel
like
good.
the Bronze Star? Like you just get that for an act of valor?
I don't know.
The bronze.
I don't know if it was a
cross?
reward or if it was just a symbol they used.
In
I
the
think a lot of
States-
militaries have used the Iron Cross.
in the States you get the Bronze Star for an act of valor.
heroism, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
It's pretty
And
similar
then,
to the
then
Templar.
the Medal of Honor is the highest or the most prestigious honor you can be awarded, but most often it's awarded posthumously.
And
Yeah,
a
I think most of them
fantastic
are,
video
yeah.
game.
There's
So
only
you got to
3 or
die
4
to get it.
Aren't.
That's a sweet award, man.
Yeah, I went through and I read when the Pacific came out, the sequel to Band of Brothers. I went through and read through the Medal of Honor recipients, and I think 2/3 of them were people that had jumped on a grenade. And then like
Shit.
a third of the people that didn't jump on a grenade, like the stories of heroism there were insane, where they had like taken like 5 or 6 wounds and still like attacked a bunker, and it's pretty incredible some of the stories that come out of wartime like that.
Yeah.
He actually in the one of the posthumous recipients of that was in the Pacific, and he I think he like fuck, I can't remember the character's name. He's the famous guy that gets awarded the medal in the first episode, and then goes back to the States to do like a
War Bonds thing.
war bonds thing.
I can't remember his name right now.
You know
It's
the
like
character, though,
Jimmy.
right?
Let's call him Jimmy.
Sure.
Yeah, that was Band of Brothers was probably one of the, for me, was like one of my favorite sort of wartime series for sure. I like the Pacific almost better though. I thought it was more involved, like especially the arena, the arena of that war was way more invigorating for me in the sense that like I was. You guys ever see the episode where they're all the Japanese have like bunked themselves into the mountainsides of where I think it was Peleliu, and it was all the like tactical strikes that they had to go in, like they had to go up in the mountains and tell the air units where they had to attack, and that was like some of the hardest terrain for them to actually cover, but it was like such a fucking hard fought victory for the States, and once they captured Peleliu, they were able to take in a lot of the southern Japanese islands, so that was a big one. But I don't know. I mean, some people hate war and all the recreations of
Right
war.
here, man. I can't stand watching that shit over and over and over again, and then like playing the video games over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's
Have
like-
you ever watched MASH?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
With
I
Alan Alda.
agree. I second that.
The funny thing about MASH is the series MASH lasted longer than the actual Korean War did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about MASH. That's just serious.
The Korean War, though,
That
So
shit's
funny.
hilarious.
so fun.
I don't know. If that's
Oh,
the right
Don
one.
Cherry was doing a little war talk. The
Oh
other day.
yeah, Cherry's been
Oh, yeah.
all about getting. They did
He's all
hockey
for the
night in
troops.
Canada on Saturday from
Yes.
St. Petersburg.
The
or-
war
Cherry
that was
probably-
forgotten.
Yeah, and he was going off about Don always has to have a cause, and I find that Cherry is like he's such a fucking dickball when he's out there. On most of the time, he doesn't know. He's drunk half the time. He's on fucking CBC's
I
Hockey
would
Night
be
in Canada.
too, though. I mean,
But
shit.
like he's always got to have that cause. Like he can just be blabbing and blabbing and then be like, "Oh, support the boys, support the troops." You know, like he's always his throwback. Like even if he's like going off on some silly tangent where Ron's trying to reel him back in,
yeah.
he can always just be like, "Flash the sweater, flash the swag." Like this is for the 42nd
Thumbs up for
Regiment.
the boys out there. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I
Good
have
fallback.
I have some respect for Don Cherry, but
He's
a
an
lot
old
of it
man. How
is-
old is he?
He's got to be like
He's getting
70,
up there.
65.
Find out here.
Don
But-
Cherry's probably just like, when are they going to invade Tehran? Like, when is this going to happen?
He can't.
Please?
Yeah, I think the older he's 79.
I think he's got a suit
Yeah,
ready for it or something.
Might
Oh
be
my God,
34.
that
He's
guy
probably-
has got to
he's
have the
invasion
most
suit.
His
insane-
suit probably has like that red rose or the red rose on the Tehran flag that's supposed to represent Allah. And he's probably got the pattern there ready for
The thing
his
is,
new suit.
the older they say, the older you get, the more conservative you get. So I think as he's been aging, he's just getting like more and more like
pro-military,
Yeah,
pro-conservative.
just like, oh, it's my old Canada's dying, and like we need to invigorate it and become like a warrior nation, and like things that Canada really isn't supposed to be. But
Well,
he
man.
just can't hold on to.
Yeah, we
I don't know. Like but
we're
I'd have to say,
our
like,
warrior nature is renowned. Like our impact in World War II was pretty big.
we got that one
And
thing.
World War
Ridge.
One. We were the stormtroopers.
Yeah, it
Paratroopers,
was,
yeah.
I just-
but is it the case now?
I find it really
No.
like
Yeah.
I don't want
No,
to
I
take
guess not
anything
so
away
much.
from Canadians, but I just find it hard to believe that a country of must have been like less than 20 million people back then,
in
maybe
what,
10 million
World War
people.
We didn't
yeah.
send
So
very
we
many
must
people,
have sent such a
But we
small
lost a
unit.
lot. We
Such-
lost a pretty good.
We must have sent
number.
so
We took
Simultaneous
huge
America,
losses.
but-
We tried. We were like one of the main responsibilities
Yeah.
of the Canadian war effort was to protect convoys of transport ships going to the UK to try and bring over like materials, gas,
merchant
oil,
marines. Yeah.
things like that.
Those causes were just.
Huh?
Yeah.
I say, don't you think those causes were just?
I honestly I don't know enough about the world wars.
No, but I mean,
I
like,
don't
say World War II.
Oh yeah, I think it was totally justified.
Nazis and stuff like that, and
Well,
elimination of Jews.
But yeah,
and
no, but the way they got involved really late. Like,
Yeah, and the whole
the
thing
Allies
was-
came
Canada.
No,
into
the
it
states
late.
got involved late.
Canada
Canada was
was
on
right
board.
there.
the
Oh,
whole
were
time.
we there? We
Yeah.
were the first ones
We
there.
were there
We were
right
British
away.
Commonwealth
Nice.
country.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
every India was even fighting in that
Yeah.
war. Because
Yeah.
they were British.
As soon as
Commonwealth
Britain
country.
went in,
Right.
we were in. We
It's
were
like,
involved.
because the sun never set on the British Empire. Well, every fucking
Yeah.
Right.
person in that British
So
Empire
America
was gonna fight
laid
for them.
back and waited for the British.
No,
allies
America
to-
didn't
No,
get
no.
involved until Pearl Harbor was
Well,
attacked.
they didn't get militarily involved.
That's
the
right.
Nazis had corporate support from American companies from the outset.
yeah,
Like,
IBM's a big one.
And
Yeah, that's crazy.
Coca-Cola.
They didn't have corporate support. They just continued to sell them products.
I've read that like IBM's computers were like cataloging.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what helped them
concentration
process
camps.
so much
right.
information.
Yeah,
so
they
could get
had
the
a lot of
people
stuff over in Germany,
Man,
as well as Hewlett Packard.
That's
Yeah.
why it's
Yeah.
and nowadays it's
Prescott Bush. George
and nowadays
Bush,
it's
or
all
the-
about getting your company in to rebuild the country that you just invaded.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what
So-
happened with the American war effort in Iraq. It was like, we're going to go in, we're going to take over, kill everybody that we need to, and then we're going to rebuild the country with all our infrastructure in place.
Halliburton
The
contract.
patriarch of the
built.
Bush family is also in bed with him. Prescott Bush, George Bush's senior's father, was in bed
Yeah.
with the Nazis.
So
was
how
his
does
wife.
Canada, become pulled into this now? And like now we've been in Afghanistan for so long, and Don
Because
Cherry's
we're
talking
tied to
about
the
our
we're
troops.
tied to
and-
the states of the hip through NATO
Well, yeah, and through the
Well, and also
reciprocity of
through our
trade that
government.
and the
exists
UN
there.
and
Our
NAFTA.
government's a huge part of it, and there are, a lot of supporters in Canada for that.
For
I
what, our
don't
involvement
see
in
a lot.
Afghanistan?
There
but
are.
why?
We've been
Like,
involved in
there's-
Afghanistan longer than America.
But the
Yeah.
question is to ask these people, like the common public, like why do you think we should be there? And they're like, oh, because we're liberating people and stuff. But when you talk to infantry people who've actually been there, they're like, we're here to like blow their heads off and take their shit. That's
Yeah,
why we're
well,
here.
I
We're not
mean,
like helping
They're
anybody.
supposedly to represent our ideals as a
That's
a
what
developed
it's sold
society,
to
right?
as to
Exactly.
the public. But,
Sure,
but
but
it's
I
not the
mean,
reality.
The
of it.
fact is, yes, we share so much with the United States.
Yeah.
We have such a huge tie with they're our biggest trade partner,
yeah.
and we share borders with them, right?
Mhm.
So, like, for the states to give us support, we have to in turn give them support, and we have to say, well, it's like the us buying these F-17s or whatever, these new aircraft that are something like $1 billion a piece, and the states didn't even have a price for them when we bought like 30 of them, you know?
Yeah.
And we're just spending this huge
Blank
amount of money
check.
to try and it's a blank check policy.
Yeah.
But Stephen Harper's government is like,
Oh, man.
we're a neoconservative push right now, right?
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
been going that
and
way
the
for a
fact that
while.
our economy has still remained fairly strong when there's been a lot of collapse globally. Like in terms of Canada has done very well,
Yeah,
in
but it's
terms of
nothing
like
to
where the
do-
rest of the world has taken a
It's
huge
not-
fall.
It's nothing to do with the policies of the Harper government because
Yet
being strong now-
because
It's not.
we've done well
Being
with them
strong-
in power,
yeah,
it still reflects upon them, right?
it
So even
reflects
if-
upon them, but it's from the last 10, 20, 30 years
Sure.
of
Yeah, no,
economic
no.
development.
Yeah, but
and
they can.
They're
use
getting
that
the credit
to
for
their
it, though, is what I'm
advantage.
saying.
Yeah, and they
you know?
look. It makes them look real good, but
Yeah.
I don't know,
Not
man.
not to mention, like there are a lot of Don cherries out
Oh,
there. You know,
yeah, I
like we
know,
have
I
a
know.
very
Conservative.
population. You
Yeah.
know, you
Demographic.
exactly as you
Yeah.
said. The older, the more conservative
Yeah.
you are. Like
Yeah.
we're still like that whole baby boom and.
I just like
Even
I
there's
remember
young people
Canada
that are
being.
conservatives too.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not like-
families of
It's
and.
not a bad thing.
I just remember us
Not the
being
end
more
of
of
the
a
world.
not necessarily,
peacekeeping
yeah, not necessarily.
nation.
I'm just saying, like there is a reason
Well,
why.
I
there's
think the
support
role of
there.
peacekeeper.
Yeah. There's,
Like we did peacekeeping, and we were like the Switzerland of North America in a way. Like we were like neutral, and we'd help
No,
countries.
we've never been
neutral.
Yeah, but
Not
the
neutral,
countries
neutral,
would be going-
but
I
we
think
would
wouldn't be getting
we
any
wouldn't
real
get
help
involved.
From the UN. The UN doesn't help any real countries. Like they go into Rwanda and they say, okay, like we won't let militants go here, but anywhere else they can go and do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
they
that
fucked
also
Rwanda
like
up pretty
the
bad.
world
It's
has
just the UN
the
the
world
UN
the
doesn't
world
get
has
anything
changed
right.
significantly, right? Like
Yeah.
you can't fight a nation anymore. It's like terrorists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know it's
fine- it's
completely different than
militias
it used to
and-
be.
Well, it's called
not-
terrorists.
don't
What
even
they
know who
really
the enemy
are.
is. It's
They're
difficult.
terrorists are in a way. They're the patriots of their country.
Totally.
It's
They're
true.
and
Fighting
that's-
against the
and
hegemonic
America
discourse.
was built on patriotism, which now, if you rebranded it, would be
I thought
called
you were going to
terrorism.
say terrorism. Yeah. Okay.
Well, they rebelled.
Yeah.
against,
Revolution.
Yeah, against the
Yeah,
redcoats,
they were
right?
mutiny. It was treason.
Yeah,
It's
against the
treason is
king
what they did.
and whatnot.
Yeah, it
So
was treason
they
against the king.
conspired to have their own country.
That's right.
So I don't know. Like I think it's I think to just say like, oh, we're locked in this battle with terrorists is like a self-perpetuating fucking
Well, we live in a country that follows closely to the states, which lives in fear and ignorance. You know, that's how they govern their country for the most part.
Yeah,
And
I don't think we
I'd like
did
to say
before.
that Barack Obama has made a change, a sort of a paradigm shift in that, but I think it's still based heavily on fear and ignorance.
No, all he did
And-
was the paradigm shift was like, oh, a person of color can be the president of the most powerful country in the world.
It's
That
a
was
puppet for running the same
Yeah.
agendas of
But
whatever is
yeah, he gets
necessary,
so
right?
much more bad shit through because everyone's like, oh, Obama, he's the best.
Yeah. However, I like given the nature of the medical system in the United States, I think that's been a huge advancement for them, and I think it's going to be Obama's legacy to leave them with Medicare, and I think he's going to do a lot about gun control. Even though the United States, like per capita, own the most guns out of anyone in the Western Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere.
Probably
so
anyone
like
in the world.
probably, yeah.
I think per capita they
As well,
take
I mean,
the cake.
he's been working with a lot of things that have been in place for a long time. Like, it's not that easy to switch things around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, like, I
You got to
would-
work with what you have. Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say, like, oh, he has this good image and that's, you know, disguised his ability to do all these bad things. I think
Yeah.
he's generally trying to do really
Yeah.
good things, but I
But you
think
can't get it done
Yeah.
because half the country is against him.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean also like hopefully with this being his second term,
Yeah.
you know, he does have a little bit more flexibility on that, but you also, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he can't just be like, I'm the president, we're doing this now. There are still
Oh, no.
votes, there are still you know,
It's never easy to get anything to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think
and I
the-
think for, you know, he has made a lot of change considering that. And
For
there
sure.
has been a shift.
For sure. And I think like it's funny because, you know, Canada now, I would say Harper is a more hardline conservative than Obama is for sure. So,
Definitely.
you know, I think that's good that that Obama's still there. It even keeps Harper in check in a sense, you know, because like
Nothing keeps Harper in check. The man is his own machine.
Yeah.
But again, with the Don Cherry
He
thing
wouldn't
though,
even meet with that like native leader of like the Idle No More group. He wouldn't like even meet
Yeah,
with
the
her.
chief. I
And they
forget
didn't
her
cover
name.
it on the news at all. And I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
was
didn't hear
getting all of
about
it
that.
through social media.
Yeah.
But there was like a big like she didn't
Blockade
eat
on it.
food for like 60 days.
Yeah,
or
she was
something.
starving herself.
And Stephen
basically.
Harper's like tweeting
Hunger
about
strike.
like bacon and like you don't make friends with salad and stuff like that. Like I don't know, just being a
That's-
jerk.
That's disgusting.
Simpsons.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
only news that I saw was like, oh, I think they're, going to be, it's good now they're starting talks,
Yeah.
and they made it seem very positive without actually,
touching on any of the
like
actual
it
touchiness of the
showed that
subject.
nothing actually was being done.
Yeah.
Except, there were talks that there's the possibility of bringing something to the table.
Yeah.
Not that anything actually is being brought to the table or that he has actually done anything.
Yeah.
It's just, talk.
It's there.
See, that was funny because Fudge was all like poised. He was poised to
Yeah,
hit the
we
mic,
were
and
all
then he's like,
waiting.
I'm gonna go back to my
I
book.
got another page.
Like,
Okay,
yeah.
while we're talking about all this boring and intense political stuff, it's both boring and intense because it's hard to talk about and it can go on forever. But
This is
it's
true.
like we all feel very strongly about certain things.
So we're
but
going to change it up.
but I just want to talk about one more little thing because we talked about like the whole world and the scope. I want to bring the scope into just like where we live, which is
Klein wants to get micro. on y'all.
BC, Vancouver Island, Victoria, and getting tankers come into our coast
Family Day.
and
Oh.
doing a whole like.
They're doing that on the East Coast now.
Tank-
Whatever.
It's gonna
What's wrong
happen.
with that?
Do you think they're gonna take
Industry.
the oil from the oil
Progress.
sands and pipe it through to
Oh,
the middle of
Bitmas
BC and
stuff or
then
whatever, yeah.
and then have all these huge oil ships come from China and take
Wait
it
a minute,
over?
did you say-
I think
You're
they're
talking
gonna try
Enbridge
for
pipeline
it.
right now.
Yeah.
That's not a little thing, dude. That's like that's like
Let's
a
do
debate
it.
for hours. But we could touch.
No,
on
but
it,
I just want to
suppose.
know like who's like kind of for it here and who's against it.
I-
And who's for against
I'm
it?
impartial.
You don't care either way.
I think it's gonna happen. I'm against it. I don't want to see it happen, but
Yeah.
I believe it will. I think
Just
industry
taking a
will.
poll here.
I think
That's all I'm
industry
doing.
will push for it. And if you look at like the ads for Synovus and all these like energy companies, like even if you're in a movie, if you go to see the Hobbit, and you're sitting there in the pre movie ads,
Yeah.
you'll see the Synovus push, and it's like support oil and bring the oil to it'll be good for BC and all this shit. Like it's very subversive,
Yeah.
and people like in general, the viewing audience is very stupid. They don't second guess things. They're like, oh yeah, well maybe it is a good thing, Whereas people who
There's
can
no
foster critical thought and can
critical
say,
thinking,
well,
yeah.
maybe this isn't exactly face value.
Yeah.
A lot of those people will already be against it anyways, right?
Mhm.
So it's for the majority of people who
You're
are
really just
uninformed.
polarizing it.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of people who are already uninformed or don't care
Yeah.
will just be like, oh, well, oil's good, money's good, industry is good, and it's the people who are going to get hurt and, the potentials for environmental disaster
Yeah.
that are really at the forefront of that issue. Yet I think that money talks, and it's sad as it is. It's like,
Well,
we have these protests in the legislature of British Columbia, and we have 30,000 people out there protesting against it, yet they don't have any money or to lobby government. They don't have someone from Synovus who's in lobbying constantly and whining and dining politicians saying, oh, we're good, get on board with us, come on in, come on over.
You know what they do
Yeah.
have?
Strippers?
Signs.
lobbyists are fucking. That's a
Signs
weird
with
job to me.
indelible
They
ink.
do, and I'm not saying that
You can't take that shit off.
protest is a great thing, and I think that's like one of the liberties that our civil liberties as Canadians,
Yes,
as
yeah.
people who live in a democracy and have the ability to speak out against our government and
Yeah,
politics.
social justice.
Yeah, I mean, we have to embrace social justice to some extent.
I want to find out from Andy though, because he's the only one here connected to the oil
Yes,
industry.
an oil worker in a sense.
So what are
Klein,
what are
do you
your
realize
thoughts?
what you're starting here?
No, I'm not. We're not going to go much further. We're not going to go too much
All right,
further.
Andy. Yes,
I
let's hear
feel
your
like
take
I
on it.
already
I
need
feel like
to
this
put
is a
on
good
like the
opportunity.
Oscar speech music. Like,
This is a
get
good
off the stage.
Yeah, Andy, go
I
ahead.
don't know. You may be surprised what I feel about it. I actually am against it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but I
Cool.
think it will go through for the reasons Darcy said.
For the
Yeah.
economic.
yeah.
One way or another,
Stupidities.
it's going to get done. And
Well-
there'll be the oil companies finding a way. Either they'll bypass BC and go down through Washington State or Oregon. They'll take as far as they can to get to the
That'll
West
probably
Coast.
be the
Yeah.
winning argument. It'll be like, well, do you want them to get the money or do you want us to get the money
Yeah.
from it? Because it's going to happen.
They'd probably go further south.
It's-
But I don't know. I think one way or another will happen. If it involves bypassing BC, and that's probably what will happen.
What was the energy company in Alberta that was recently bought by a Chinese
Nexon.
Nexon? Is that the biggest one there right now, or
No, there's lots. Well, Shell's huge.
okay? So
right?
there's still a lot of big ones, but
There's huge oil companies. Yeah.
so has that pretty much opened the door now for China to buy all of our resources? I mean, they already own probably half of them.
well, yeah, they own Husky. Husky's
Really?
big up there,
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
and then Nexon. I think they own a couple others.
So
there's
they're
lots of
making
foreign
inroads.
investment, but and for money wise and development up there, you need big backers, and
Yeah.
China brings a lot to the
They
table,
got
right?
they got a lot of money, a lot of
I
people.
mean, on one hand, you got a scary because it's government run, right?
yeah.
I think it's like CNOOC or something like that, Chinese National
Yeah.
Oil
Yeah.
something consortium or something. I don't
Mhm.
know, something
Yeah.
like that. So they bring a lot of money to the table, but they're government owned, which is kind of a
Well, yeah.
scary prospect, right? It's not a privately held company, so
I think that's been going on for years now. Is countries and nation states have been losing the ability to own their own resources because resources are now treated as a commodity. And it's like water. It's like glacial water in Canada.
Yeah,
You know, the Chinese are going to buy Canadian glaciers and have control of all that water. You know,
Yeah.
and it's because we are viewed at the same as as say a Chinese government or a corporation that wants to purchase these. All those resources are looked at as a commodity now.
but
And it's not as a national resource. It's like been removed since with the World Trade Organization, with GATS, with all these things that have come out of that, all the protocols that have come out of that shit. So it's a scary state right now, to look at. But
I mean, it seems like, especially with the conservatives in power, I mean, it seems like environmental issues that definitely take a back door to
definitely
anything.
backseat, yeah.
I mean, oil is a huge moneymaker for the federal and for Alberta government. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they've even talked about new oil pipelines to Eastern Canada
Yeah.
just lately.
From Alberta?
From Alberta.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all different routes they can take. So
It's
it's going to happen.
I got one more question for you, Andy.
Yeah.
So, do they know how much oil is there? Do they have an idea of how long that resource can last? Because it's obviously not an endless resource.
Yeah,
do they
but there's
have?
a
Have they
lot.
measured? Do they have some idea in terms of like cubic volume?
Is that an official
Yeah.
term?
No,
Yeah,
there-
it is.
there is quite a
What
bit.
you're-
What you're talking about, Darcy, is peak
I think
production.
it depends on how
Okay,
well we
yeah.
You know
suck it
that
out
term?
too.
Pete or peak?
Peak production
Yeah.
says we've reached the point where we can produce the most oil that we can, and now the oil stock is going down. There's nothing
Yeah.
to combat it, and then
So
because
what's
of that, it's
what's
just gonna
the
drive prices
what's
up.
the
That's
long?
changed now.
It's going to last longer than our lifetimes. For what's
So
up
like
there.
100 years.
Yeah. Oh, if longer.
Easily.
I'd
Okay.
imagine. Yeah.
But
it's everywhere.
even with like
our
a
environments
billion
and our
Chinese
habitats will
people
be
coming
compromised
online and eating
before we run
cars,
out of
Before, yeah.
oil.
Sorry,
Okay.
what's that?
even with like a billion more Chinese people like buying bigger cars and like a billion Indian people and
Yeah, but
know.
you can only go produce that as fast as you have the capabilities, right?
right
Like you'd have to cover every square inch and have
Yeah.
mine like crazy.
because
So
you have to turn it into gasoline. It's just
Yeah.
raw oil is
Crude.
like
it's
yeah.
not the easiest thing I think to like extract compared to like regular like Saudi Arabia crude or Texas crude or whatever.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
they just drill a hole in the ground. This you have to like take the
Process it.
sand and the bitumen and then process it. It's very expensive, right?
Yeah,
compared
it's a
to
lot of
other
energy to go
ways
into
of
getting
getting
energy
oil.
out.
Huh.
And that's the
So-
other balancing element to the whole thing, right? To the whole argument is, well, how much is our tourism industry worth? How much is our salmon industry worth? You know, how much is our ecosystem
How much
that we
is our
live in
air
worth?
worth?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you just go up there, yeah, it's a nightmare. You look at the air and it's just all the stuff going on.
Yeah.
It looks horrendous.
I heard it
Yeah.
looks like Mordor from Lord of the Rings.
It does in certain parts, yeah.
It's
The
crazy.
Eye of Sauron is now a Chinese-controlled conglomerate.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah,
it's now
it's
the
not a-
icon that Cenovus has. is trying to reboot their image.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I'm against it in case anybody didn't know where I stand.
Yeah,
on
no,
it.
I figured that.
because of the environmental.
Yeah,
problems,
I think if
not
you
the
do
industry part
If
of
it
it.
means that Canada gets Sauron, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
well, if you do the costing,
Because that's a lot of leverage.
we
that
put on a
we've
ring and
acquired.
go invisible.
If we get the Dark Lord, then that's leverage that we can use over America.
I just think
Don't
if-
wait, I think Harper.
Harper's like a
he is
Sith
the
Lord.
he is a
fucking-
Sith Lord. No, if you do the costing and you go, okay, how much economic benefit is actually going to come out of us shipping the oil away to be refined somewhere else. So we're not even actually being paid to do that. We're just like a
Which
shipping
I think we
point.
should be refining. If
We
we're
should-
going to
if
do
we're
it,
gonna-
we're going to might
yeah.
as well do it
Yeah,
all.
if we're
You
gonna
might as-
send
if-
it to the
if you
coast.
can, you should extract all the profit you can.
Yeah,
And why not
right.
do that semi-locally, like where the oil sands have already destroyed everything, and like I don't know.
Well,
In the Badlands?
but
Yeah.
but
The
if they
wasteland.
sent oil to the coast, it would go through like a Kitimat or something, right?
Yeah.
And now
So-
I had heard I heard someone say that, well, okay, if you're going to send the oil to Kitimat, why don't you process the oil in Kitimat before it leaves?
I think there was
So-
a billionaire in BC who talked about
Yeah,
building a
Yeah.
refinery or
so
something
at
like
least
that
you're
there.
providing more jobs for BC, and I mean, it's going to
I imagine
have
that's
a
inevitable.
positive
I imagine that
effect,
will
right?
happen.
But
Well,
still,
that's not what
it's
they're talking
still
right
not
now. They
worth-
just
Well,
wanna
because
send the
right now
crude.
we don't have that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I imagine things will develop
It's-
around
Yeah,
this
yeah.
new
still not
industry.
worth
This
the
will
risk of
start-
fucking up the coast.
No, for me,
And
like
our
I said,
salmon stocks,
yeah,
like I
It's-
said, I
which is
totally,
a renewable
I'm not,
resource.
You're against
I'm
it.
not on board again
Yeah.
with it because I don't think it's a net benefit to
I've-
anybody
yeah.
in this
I've been-
province to have a pipeline.
Yeah, and I agree, and I think even around the world, it's not of benefit because, like, I've been looking into nutrition for a long time now, and wild caught salmon is the healthiest like protein you can eat. It's like the best thing for you out
Yeah,
of
but,
all the
like,
meats.
In relation to nutrition, what's the most important thing? Energy, right?
Well,
Energy is so important. Like
Ha-
it's so important in this world. It's important to your body. It's like
Wait.
calories. Your whole
What do you-
everything revolves around energy, right?
sure, yeah.
So we need energy.
yeah, but
So
we
we're
don't-
talking about shipping, importing, exporting energy. It's like
Yeah.
the most. It's like one of the biggest resources in this world, is energy.
Yeah, but so is
It's
food.
key. It's important.
Food's pretty important too. Like if
Food's
you-
not important because none of us are starving.
well, but none of us are.
I mean, none of us Canadians. Really.
No, we're not starving, but we're nutritionally poor. I'd say. Like I don't think.
That's a whole different thing.
I think a
That's-
lot of
Okay,
people.
we're getting off topic here.
Even with the wild salmon, there's
Yeah.
issues with mercury, though.
Well, yeah, we've already started to fuck that up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, ocean acidity.
And
ocean
Fukushima,
acidification's getting
And the
much more-
Fukushima radiation starting to like reach our shores, and it's mutating the fish in their local
Do we
area.
have three-eyed fish yet?
Not yet. Blinkies.
We're getting there. We're
I'll be
getting
the
there.
first one to know.
Yeah, that's right.
tell
Ben
you,
will be out on
there's
the
one-eyed
fishing
fish.
boat.
That
and if
is
you
a
just look at the
cyclops.
economic trends, like we're not always going to be like a completely oil-driven world.
energy driven. It's
it's
not
ener-
necessarily
yeah.
oil.
Like, oil is.
It's-
I think
it's
you know
the
what
different
oil is
uses
awesome
of
for
it.
making shit like this,
Plastics
and this.
lubricants.
You know, it's a great thing to make
Lubes.
materials out of.
Not
but to
natural
use
or
it
fair
to,
and
to
organic,
use it
though.
to
It's
to
It's
locomotive
extremely efficient energy.
to make
It's
it though.
possibly the
to-
most efficient that we have.
Yeah, it's
Combustion?
got a ton of,
Yeah.
of energy from the sun in it. It's compressed sun energy in it,
Mhm.
right?
That's exactly what it is. That's
But
right.
it's so like think about all the energy for just like making a thing like the oil sands or an oil rig or transporting the fucking oil to the gas station.
It's
You're wasting
just-
so
science
much
guy.
but
energy.
The
Or you could just take it straight from the sun
pros
into,
outweigh
into
the
solar
cons,
panels,
always.
into batteries, into cars, into charging units. You know, into like the car of the year is a Tesla electric car with no
Yeah, no
gasoline
one
burning
has.
engine
like
I've
what,
seen two-
4
I've seen
people have
two.
sold.
in here in Victoria. which-
Really?
which I thought was
I don't know
crazy.
how expensive. I don't
Really?
even know.
They
They
either.
start at 70
Luxury.
grand.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the problem right there, right?
Yeah.
The technology's so expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know
Can't
that'll
make
you
it afford-
know that'll come down in
it
a
will.
couple of
It
years.
will. It will.
Right? So I'm just saying,
What-
why
so-
set up the economy
Maybe.
here in Canada right now to be an old world economy? Why not set it up right now so in 10 years it's flourishing
Because no
new
one wants
economy?
to take the jump. No one wants to put out
The
that extra
Tesla
money
car
to
is full of batteries,
pay
right?
for.
Yeah, they're lithium-ion batteries.
So I mean, all that has to get made, manufactured somewhere.
Yeah, there's still
Probably by
minerals need to come
yeah.
out of the
I mean, to say the Tesla car. I mean, it's a great idea.
Who makes the Tesla?
And it
again?
may be.
Tesla.
company?
Tesla.
It's a company
It's a
itself.
company. Elon,
Oh,
one of Elon
Christ,
Musk's
they're not going to
companies.
last very long at all.
No, they're
They're going to get
doing
bought
well.
up by like Porsche or something like
They
that.
already have a deal with Mercedes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cool. The Russians have them making Tesla coils to keep out all intruders and guard dogs. Anyways.
I just want to see Canada be a leader in new energy. That's all I'm trying
Yeah,
to say.
no. Let's hope we can.
And
we
not
can-
have a
We
fucked
won't
up
be.
coastline.
It should
don't
be
know.
like India or China. Well, not China, probably. They're
Look
stuck
at.
on
Have you
coal,
seen
for
what
Christ's
Beijing
sake.
looks like?
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
just
like
not-
Blade Runner. It looks like there's smoggy, shitty air. You can't breathe. You have to wear a
No,
mask.
it is like that.
It actually is. I saw a picture and it's like this is
Yeah.
not Blade Runner. This
No,
is Beijing.
India and China, their environments are
Blade Runner was an
very
awesome
polluted.
movie.
It
but
was.
but you know
I
what?
agree.
People just like people there just deal
Was there
with
air
it.
pollution
If they're
in Blade
just
Runner?
if
Was
you
that a
don't
bad
if you
thing?
don't know how clean and how amazing the air is in British Columbia,
Yeah.
in Victoria, where we live,
Mhm.
one of the best environments to be in the world, the temperate rainforest that we are a part of. you don't know. You're just
Some of
like,
the
whatever.
last-
I'm used to fucking smog every day.
Some of the last cleanest fish on the
It
world
is.
in the
We-
world
we-
too.
and we're very lucky to
Back
be where we
the
are.
Fish.
'Cause
well,
We're on the fish.
it's key.
But I mean, I don't even think
fish.
we're that
Chatsima
great.
sushi.
Hmm?
Like we have a lot of problems too here.
Mhm.
Like I mean,
Yeah.
just
We
go to
don't treat our
Vancouver.
sewage,
Go,
man.
go, yeah, that
That's
the
right,
raw
we dump
sewage. But I mean,
raw
also
shit.
like
That's actually fine.
go to the
That's-
Fraser Valley on a
this-
summer's
no,
day. It's like
Yeah.
nature. We're
smog everywhere.
think about it. We're from Earth, and we've been shitting since humans have existed. The Earth has a
That's
way
true.
to recycle shit
It's true.
and piss.
Yeah, but it's
can
not
do
just
that.
it's not just shit anymore. It's like
People flush
Chemicals,
tampons
yeah,
and
like
that's
prescription
all the other
drugs,
crap that goes down
oils,
there.
all
That's
sorts
true.
of shit that
I
can't get
heard
filtered.
the water
Motor
off the
oil.
coast of
The
Seattle
cocaine they have to get rid of before the
or
cops
off
get
of
there.
Washington State's got caffeine
Fish
and
love
more
that.
higher caffeine content in it.
Probably.
Yeah, our
Caff-
water's more
uh.
caffeinated than it used to be.
Our perky
Ocean
fish.
acidification is becoming a much more and more prevalent
Yeah.
topic.
Perky
But the
fish.
thing is, like, with a huge ecosystem like that, it's just gonna, like, algae will bloom and then the balance will come back and whatever. But when you fuck it up irreparably with, like, oil spills and then you bring in chemical cleaners to disperse it, that's when there's no going back. Then you've fucked it up for, like, 50 years, 100 years.
Yeah, but in the scope of time,
50
that's
years,
not,
that's nothing.
not
That's
really
nothing.
You know, like
That's
if
fucking-
Well,
you-
it's your lifetime.
bugger all.
I mean, for your lifetime,
I
it's
mean,
fucked.
if the ocean can repair itself in 100 years, that gives me a lot of hope.
Yeah, that's.
I think it can. It probably could. Maybe a couple hundred years, but I mean, you'll be gone.
Super
and,
algae.
and everybody will be poisoned in the meantime. when
Eating
they
your
try
poo
to,
and tampons.
It'll shut down
day by day.
economies, right? It'll shut down your ability to feed yourself or to feed
we
yourself
just need
locally.
different.
Or we
things.
just adapt to the poison as much as that sucks. But
adaptation.
I think that's what cancer
Or different
is.
foods.
I actually like. I think
different
that's
types.
Oh,
Ca-
cancer's a product of
I
our
think
Cancer
environment.
is us living past the age of 40.
I think
consistently.
this is just part of
Over
like
and over again.
us evolution. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's just a blip on the road to whatever we discover next. That
yeah.
I mean, I think human race is pretty.
Man, we're
been
already.
pretty,
Everyone here is like 30. So
not
we would have
loser.
we would have fucking died.
two aren't.
We would be dying in 10 years.
Hoey's 29 still.
10
Yeah,
years.
on the
If-
average.
If the average
More than
half
100
of us.
years
life
ago, we would be.
expectancy
Yeah.
was 40. That's
It was
fucked up.
like
Yeah.
pre-19th century.
So we'd be granddads
Well,
by
I mean,
now.
not guaranteed, but the average life I think was something like 40, 44 or something for
Yeah.
a male.
Seems too short
It was compared to what ours now
for
is
our
like 80,
intelligence. I mean, we
70,
must spend at
75,
least.
Yeah.
I spent my whole 20s playing video games.
I still spend my 30s
Me
playing video
too.
games.
Well spent.
All right, well, boys, we're about an hour 10. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to add before we
My
call the
little
20th West Coast High Live to a conclusion here?
Yeah, just stop polluting as much as you usually do.
No doubt, no doubt. And it's great to have you guys on for our 20th. Dugan, want to thank you for coming in and saying a little something. And
Don't worry about it.
yeah, we're stoked. We had our whole crew here tonight. So big ups to all y'all for listening, and we'll get you guys back.
KC is out.
KC's out of this one.
building.
Yeah.
I think we swapped mics now, so that's
Oh yeah,
gonna
we're
play.
going. We're playing a mic patrol, getting all over the
Music.
place.
Sorry,
mics.
next episode, Casey's going to take us to the streets.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Yeah, Casey's gonna
Sup,
do
Eric?
live interviews. Any Ebonics.
Take you to my hood.
Excuse me, do
Yeah.
you own a flashlight?
Yep.
Batman. Hey, Batman.
Oh, and go check out the new Walking Dead.